7 o'clock, I'll call this meeting to order. All please join me in the salute the flag of our country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a reminder to those in the viewing public at home, the call-in number for this meeting is 930-8189. 930-8189. Item 3 on our agenda, roll call. All are present. Item 4, acceptance of meetings of our previous meeting on October 4th.
Move we accept them?
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the minutes of our October 4th meeting. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? 5-0. Item 5, acceptance of agenda.
I have two 11th hour items. First is a request from Bob for some reserve monies for the sidewalk account, and the second is a couple of resignations from boards and committees. And we do not need executive session number 14 and 15.
I move we accept as amended.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the agenda as amended. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Item 6, open to the public.
Well, as they, are you
Marie.
public?
No,
I think
don't really sit here.
Marie's here to talk about the quarterly meeting of the maintenance store.
Just to invite them, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I think it's a wonderful opportunity to get some answers for our questions. We're invited, it's a quarterly meeting of the state commission, and Robin Reed is the executive director, and she will be there and others on the commission, and they'll have their agenda, but there also will be an opportunity for discussion and to ask questions, so it'll be a good time to go and have some discussion and get some answers to our questions, because I know we all have questions.
Now, they choose to have it in Searsport for any particular reason, or just because?
I think they probably go around
Okay.
to different places, and fortunately, they just hit up. Maybe there was a reason for their coming here, I don't know. But I do know that they go to different places in the state, and I have a feeling that they just happen to be here at this time, which is good for
Right.
us.
Excellent timing.
And I
Good
put an
timing.
email, the tail end of an email, in your boxes referencing it, but it didn't. I realized it didn't have a lot of information, and I'm glad Marie's here to fill in those blanks. I think I have the date on that email and the location, but they would like a head count because they do serve lunch. If anyone's interested in going to it.
So can I put 5 down, possibly?
I know you put 1 down possibly.
What's the date again?
The date is the 28th, that's next Friday. Not this week, but next week.
I'll try.
I would do my level best to
Good.
be here.
You can put me down as a maybe.
So that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shall we
I think
make
I
it
can
5?
make it.
I'll make it 5, just in case.
Yeah, if I can make it up.
Alright,
That would be great.
What time again?
10:30 in the morning.
Oh, I cannot. I thought it was afternoon. I cannot. I didn't try.
And other people are welcome too. It's an open meeting, so anybody that you know would be, or anybody that you could drag in there to learn more about it would be really great.
are you gonna try to let the Historical Society know?
Sorry?
Are you gonna try to let any of the members of the Historical Society,
I will, yeah,
you know, that might be of interest to them as well?
sure.
At least some of their officers or something, yeah. Anything else, Marie, you'd like to?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, there is one thing.
Okay,
Jack and I, Mr. Gilway, were talking about the Major Smith plaque, and we need to get it up. And we were talking about maybe having a celebration for the anniversary, and maybe putting the plaque up and getting some publicity for that day might be a really good opportunity to get it out there.
could we get that up, you think, by Veterans Day?
The problem is we're at the point that we usually take them down.
Well,
one of
we
the
can put it up and then take it down.
One of the things we were, I know Bob had ordered a stanchion similar to the other others in the museum in the streets, and I don't know as we ever got it from a source. So
Okay,
I'll look. I'll check with Bob tomorrow and find out where we're at.
Do you think we could have some publicity
We probably could.
from the newspaper? I think it would be a good opportunity.
either that or like, is there any plans for a Veterans Day ceremony in town, do you know of?
None at this point, no.
Don't we usually do a ceremony at the flagpole?
I don't think so.
Oh, we do.
No, we have done different ceremonies, like we do Memorial Day, of course, 9/11, and I think they've done Veterans Day in the past. I believe last year there was something in the cemetery at
Right.
Village, but it's not a routine like some of our other
Right.
events.
Okay,
I'll check on the stanchion first, and then I'll
You know,
report back to Jack.
if we had it like maybe at 12 o'clock when people are either, maybe coming out of church and not going home yet, that might be a good time.
anything else, Ray? Okay, thank you. Thanks for your input. Item 7, new business. 7A, mobile food wagon.
Sue is here to talk about the mobile food wagon proposal, and I understand it's not to replace the local food cupboard, but it's the supplement for the needy or anyone that wants to stop by and get some food from the Good Shepherd. And Sue, the floor is yours.
Okay. Yeah, I helped out a brewer at the food mobile, and I got to talking to them, and it turned out that, they go all over the state, and they had some opening for Waldo County seniors, but they serve everybody. It's just that you have to have seniors in the area. So Sandra and Kai and I met, and Chief LaHaye, and we wanted to see if the town of Searsport would more or less, give their blessings for us to have it, promote it and everything. We could say the town of Searsport's food mobile. It'll be the third Tuesday for April, May, and June of the month. And we were going to have it at the Gospel Church parking lot. And Chief LaHaye would help out with directing traffic and everything. So I wanted to get your blessings first so that we could go forward with that.
There's no fee.
There's no
It's-
fee,
it's
no, it's,
simply-
Right.
we would get volunteers, they would be sourced out from either the churches, Sandra was saying the churches would help. I was talking about the reentry program down in, Belfast, maybe the guys could help out. The promotion would come from us and everything, local public access channel, the senior newsletters, Spectrum Generations, Waldo Cap, and like I said, Chief LaHaye said that he would direct traffic and going off the site and everything. It's like a refrigerator truck. It's not a big one, and everybody would sign in to the point where they would say a household of 4 Belfast. They wouldn't have to give their name or anything. They would then go down one side of the truck, and you bring tons of bags with you, and sometimes boxes and wagons. Seriously, and then they go around. And when I was up in Brewer, they had rotisserie chickens, they had pizzas, they had applesauce blocks, they had corn because it was that season.
Mhm.
So it would be an efficiency main was there for efficiency light bulbs, and they were just handing this stuff out.
And where does the wagon, who supplies the wagon?
It's Good Shepherd.
Oh, Good Shepherd
I'm
Food
sorry,
Bank.
yes,
okay.
Good Shepherd.
Do
I
they
just-
supply the food also?
Yes, yes.
So this is a particular place and location?
We want to have it at the Gospel Church across the street.
Okay.
Yeah,
All all year, or?
No, April, May, and June would be the third Tuesday of each of those months.
And what's
And
the
we'll start,
hours?
I'm sorry?
The hours?
I think 10 to 12,
I see.
or maybe 9 to 11, but, you know, that will have to work out. We wanted to, wanted to get your blessings first and then go forward with everything.
You mentioned, Belfast. This is open to other towns to come over to.
It's open to other towns, yes, anybody in Waldo County can come, yes.
This is on the street or in their parking lot?
You'll be in the parking lot.
And there's plenty of room there for circulation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the chief will help with anyone needing to get out, so.
Coning it off for parking, and then, when I was up there in Brewer, I pulled up and it was like, oh my. There was a line, from here down to the,
So James, my question to you is, I know that we've dealt with food wagons in relation to our own property. What authority are we resting on here as far as a food wagon on someone else's property?
Well, they're not serving food, they're giving.
it is
So
just,
it's not a business.
No.
George and I just briefly touched on it. We were talking about having an ordinance that specifically dealt with food wagons, but memory kicked in, and each of those food wagons that was serving food was an individual business that needed to come before the planning board. This is a charitable
nonprofit, right?
nonprofit that
So what's our role as Board of Selectmen?
I think just blessing it to say,
Because I don't think
Just
we'd
helping
like
us
to see-
promote it,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay, because I didn't think we had.
Yeah,
Yeah, nothing
we
else,
don't-
yeah.
we
Racking
don't
my
wanna
tire
go-
brain, I don't think there's
We
any.
don't want to go to the next step without the board being fully engaged,
Mhm.
because it's, it's doing something outside of our norm, so.
I like it. By the time that stops, you got the food garden coming in too for
Exactly.
Waldo County.
Right.
So it-
Exactly. This is
Yeah.
the end of the long, cold winter, hopefully. And people need it before they start their gardens and things like that.
And there's no expense to the taxpayers,
No.
right?
No,
Nope, and it
just a little
doesn't
bit
take,
of time.
the food pantry is the food pantry, it doesn't take over that. It just, well, and we can have it like, if this works out well, we can do it every year, the same, same times, April, May, and June.
You looking for a vote on this or just,
Consensus of the board that
consensus?
you support giving out some free food. I didn't expect the need to have a vote for.
It's hard not to bless free food.
Exactly.
For
And I
Yeah,
didn't
I
want
think
to
it
put
would help
anyone on the
somebody,
spot,
you know?
but you should be on the ground floor of things that we
Right.
start like an initiative like this.
Yeah.
And
I think this is a great idea, and unless the board feels the same way.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Have my blessing.
Awesome, I'll
far
get the
as-
paperwork
as far as
on
you
and
need
then,
it.
So it's, and it's open to anybody that feels they need it, right, when they
that's
come in.
right, yep. We don't ask for any IDs, anything like that, with food pantry, you're gonna have to sign up and give your name, none of that,
Mark's gonna stock up.
I might even go myself, no.
Mark will be here.
Well, thanks for looking into that for us.
Yeah, well, no, but I was excited after I helped out the brewer, I thought, how can we get this done here?
Yeah.
And I just started, I contacted the people and stuff like that, and I just think it's really great. And
Will you do any publicity about it so people
I
know?
will, and that was one of the reasons why we wanted to come here first. Yep, I'll start with the publicity
Thank you.
and everything, and,
Terrific.
I think Ralph was a little, I went to Ralph first, but I think he thought I was gonna misplace him or something, or replace him or something, I don't know, and he was not too keen about it, but Sandra does that, thing through Spectrum Generations, helping, with food and stuff, and I was able to go through her. So it worked out well.
Great.
Okay.
Thank-
Thank you.
Thank you for your work.
Yep. I don't know if I'll be in tomorrow, but,
no problem.
okay, thank you.
Item 7B, Leaf and Limb Day.
Yeah, if you remember,
Any recommendation, James?
during the summer, we went back to the fee for limbs and leaves, and probably should have designated something before now, but I'm recommending that we have a free limb and leaf day on October 30th.
It's a Sunday. I'll make a motion that we designate Sunday, October 30th as Lemon Leaf Day.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to have Sunday, October 30th as Lemon Leaf Day, which would be at no charge.
No charge. Yard debris.
Yard debris. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Next item, 7C, is to set a date for a workshop.
Yeah, unfortunately, I came down sick last week and just absolutely couldn't make it down. I didn't actually look at the calendar to figure out what would be best, but I'd like to have a meeting sooner, as soon as we can possibly do it, to deal with a couple of issues.
See, we have nothing going next week, do we?
No.
Do we wanna take a week off and maybe have one this Thursday? And go a week without having any meetings?
I
I'd
couldn't-
rather Thursday than Tuesday.
I couldn't post it for that.
Yeah.
It would have to be the 27th, or we could, I know it's a ways off, but for proper posting, we could do it on the 3rd. November 3rd, then you would have a week without it.
Okay,
The jam up is I have to post it,
Oh,
so I
yeah,
have
yeah.
2 meetings in that week, but it would be,
What are we covering at this workshop?
we have some general assistance, poverty abatement work to do, some foreclosure work, lien and foreclosure work to do, and committee appointment discussions. And we were also talking about the commission, Historic Preservation Commission was tabled to a workshop.
That's true. It's a lot to get through, so.
And there was some interest in that. Some folks wanted to come to the meeting. Luckily, I had the staff posted in front of the door, and then we got calls the next day saying, you know, they were not upset with us, but wanted to know exactly when the new date would be. We'll inform them.
okay, so what's your recommendation on date, Jim?
November 3rd.
November
Thursday,
3rd.
yeah, after our first meeting in November. I'll make a motion, we have a workshop on November 3rd here at 6:30.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to hold a workshop here on November 3rd at 6:30. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor? 5-0. 11th hour.
Yeah, Bob is working at repairing some sidewalks, and he's made a request for an expenditure from the reserve account, the sidewalk reserve account, which has over $20,000 in it, of $6,400 to complete the work that he's engaged in for this year.
So you're looking for 6,400?
$6,400. Yeah.
Make a motion to that effect from the sidewalk reserve account.
Second.
6,400.
Where's he working on?
So he's actually replaced the sidewalk in front of Seabreeze, and he's done some curb work up Prospect Street that's not related to the project, but has to be done to keep the flow. And I think he's got a little bit more work to do over here at the library. That's the sidewalk up to the new steps. And this is his best estimate of the total debt cost.
It's been a little over a year since we had that big 10-inch worth of rain last October, I think it was. Did
Yeah.
there any damage to any sidewalks or anything like that?
Well, that's why we had to do the underdrain. It took out the sidewalk. We were already working on that section.
You mentioned
but
Prospect,
it
I remember.
took out that whole new section, and we had to rebuild it. And we didn't get the sidewalk in actually until late this year.
We were talking about an inch or better than an inch of rain coming in the next couple of days on the weather. That would be the biggest we've had in months.
Yeah, all year.
An inch is nothing, at 10 inches last year. We handled an inch.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to take $5,400 from sidewalk reserve for rebuilding some of the sidewalks. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor? 5-0. That it for 11th item, Jane?
No,
11th hour?
I have one more
One more?
discussion. Two resignations. The first, Ann Cremato is tendering her resignation from the Main Street Revitalization Committee. And the other is Leanne Horowitz resigning from being an alternate of the planning board. I would bring attention to the fact that she served the planning board for over 20 years in that capacity, and don't want to see either one of them leave their posts, but it's I guess for both of them, their time to move on. It brings about what I would recommend on the planning board is announcing that there's a position open. And then when we go to our workshop, we'll talk about the candidates involved and how to fill it.
That's an alternate position,
It's an
correct?
alternate position. They can function fine without it. They have a full board of 5 right now and 1 alternate. So not a great rush to fill it, but there is a requirement by statute, 60 days after being notified and announcing that there's an opening, it has to be filled.
Okay. Does the board object to me making a motion to accept her resignation and announcing the opening, or do you want to wait on that?
No, why don't we do it right now?
Starts it, okay.
Yeah.
So, move that we accept Leanne's resignation with our great thanks and announce resignation for an alternate on the planning board.
Second.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to accept the resignation of Van Horowitz from the planning board and Dan Clamato from the downtown revitalization committee. All those in favor?
Discussion?
You want to discuss? Okay.
Well, I just think that the town should send both of these people letters thanking them for their work and many years of service on these boards.
Good.
Any other discussion? All in favor? 5 0. Correspondence.
Okay, hang on, I got a bunch of them. It just happens that this past couple weeks we had a lot of input. The first couple of letters are from the Department of Defense, the Veterans and Emergency Management, the Maine Emergency Management Agency. This deals with the drought and nonprofit organizations, small business and farm operations is the first letter, announcing where you can go to get help if you're being affected by the drought. The second letter is about private well owners with dry wells. We post these on the bulletin boards, and there's some help through FEMA or MEMA with where to go if your well's gone dry. We get a few requests from residents for the fire department to come out and do it, but we do not have potable water. So if you have a well that's servicing your farm or your animals or something, a little bit different, but if you're drinking it, we don't want to put our water from our tanks down into your well. This gives you some outlets for where to go. And then the USDA Farm Service Agencies, the third piece of paper tells you where those the contact information is, and Waldo is on here. Maria Granger at the County Executive Director, and I have the number in case anyone asks the board of selectmen. Next item is from the Swan Lake Association, thanking us for a generous donation at town meeting of $750. Next item is from the Waldo County Commissioners, thanking us for our prompt payment of our county taxes. The next is from Broadreach Community Service, again thanking us for a $1,000 donation to their efforts from town meeting. And the next is from the Hospice Volunteers of Waldo County, and we donated from town meeting $1,500, and they want to thank us for supporting them. And Spectrum Generations, as you can tell, the checks went out a couple of weeks ago. They thank us for the $800 gift made to Spectrum Generations. Next item was brought to my attention by George, actually, and he wanted to make us aware, and I want to include it in the information, that we are on the Langelis Art Trail. The Colby College received the bequest from Bernard Langelis' widow, and thousands of her husband's pieces of artwork have been distributed throughout the state, and we have some of that at the Searsport District High and Middle School, and it's open for people to come and take a look at. Second page is, I believe, a copy of a photograph of what is up there. Next item is the Searsport Helping Kids. Sue actually has been working, Dick, myself, Sandra Otis Anderson, and Sue have the Wings of Love gift group, or Christmas group, has has folded after many years
Retired.
of doing service. They retired, and we're picking up the ball and running with it. We're going to provide gifts to families in Searsport for Christmas. And this is just a quick announcement of what that is all about.
And the Santa Claus with the gift giving is gonna continue, the fire department's gonna continue, and the toys that they pick up will go to, what's the Marines, Toys for Tots. Yeah, that's the group they decided to send theirs to.
The next item is from Waldo Cap, and it's letting us know of housing and housing counseling program to educate and assist families to own or retain their homes in Waldo County. It's just rolling out that program for us. And nearly the last one. It's the last one in your pack, but I have two more. I get our annual letter from the Property Tax Division, Maine State Revenue Services, and it's letting us know what our valuation is for Searsport, and I believe we're up a little bit from last year's numbers. It also compares the rest of the towns in the county. After I put your packet together, I received a letter from the American Red Cross, again thanking us for a donation from town meetings of $600, and also from the Game Law thanking us. And I'll go through this real quick because we were a little bit more involved with the Game Law than just a donation this year. To the taxpayers of Searsport, thank you for generously supporting the Game Law. We were so delighted by our partnership in the Revolutionary War event last April that was well planned to do a Civil War event next April in Searsport. If the town is willing, our kids learned so much and everyone who attended had a great time. Please look for us on Veterans Day on WLBZ 2 to Those Who Care Awards. Part of our honor goes to you and all of your help. From Patricia Estabrook. And that's all your correspondence.
Thank you, Jim. Item 10, treasurer's warrant. Can't make a motion on those.
Make a motion, we accept them as presented.
Second.
A motion made and seconded to accept the treasurer's warrant on signature. All those in favor? Number 11, department head reports.
Move we approve those.
Motion made and seconded to approve department head reports that have been presented.
Any
Second.
Any discussion?
I'll move we approve those.
All those in favor? Selectmen's report. Aaron, you have anything?
Nothing.
Mark?
Well, I'd like to say that I think that our participating in the opening at the Dollar General was very good for the community relations with the town, and hopefully a lot of people see that. And I again want to mention the Free Harbor Networking Workshop that'll be Thursday night upstairs from 5 to 7. If anybody has a business in Searsport or any town between the bridges, they're welcome to come and claim their free website to help advertise.
Doug?
Nothing.
Okay.
For 2 years now, and I know I'm way out in front on this, but it takes a little bit of time to set up. For 2 years now, we've been holding a meeting with the 5th grade, the first selectmen's meeting in December. They come over for an hour, hour and a half. They see how town government runs, ask their questions and everything. It's interesting, the questions that they come up with. If we want to do it again this year, I'll make the contacts.
They will be here on November 7th. They're coming down to visit the polling location, cast a vote, and see how that whole system works. So if you can mark your calendar to come down on November 7th, we can make the arrangement on that day.
On December 7th. Okay.
November 7th.
November.
November 7th. Remind me, mark
I will
yours too,
remind you.
between the two of us, we'll try to get it done.
I have to have one of the girls remind me remind
So
you.
that'll be a
but
Monday meeting for us.
We'll have it done.
That, but we're just, what Jim's talking about is they're gonna show the kids how to vote, and then we'll talk about what we're gonna do in December.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, we'll just hit them when they're down here to learn how to vote. It's a good time.
Okay,
I'll-
so that would be at the December sixth selectmen's meeting?
Correct.
That we
Yeah.
would actually have them in?
Yep.
Okay.
We did that last year too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, this will be our third
I
year.
remember.
You
I
ran
was
it.
there.
Yeah,
You
you
were
ran
there.
it.
I'm sure I did.
You did a good job.
I did.
Yes.
I remember the first one.
Yeah.
I don't remember the second.
Great
Yours-
questions.
Yours will be
from
old enough to
kids.
come soon, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I don't remember. I'm trying to think of something.
I got one other thing.
Wow.
Last year, the school put on RSU 20, Searsport Elementary and Searsport Middle District High School will present their third annual Veterans Day event. I didn't go to the first one. I went to the second one, and there was a lot of veterans there. They put on a fabulous program.
Yeah, they did.
We filled the elementary gymnasium. This year they're moving it over to the middle high school gymnasium because they were full. And it's quite an event. It's really nice. I mean, I saw guys and girls in there that I never knew were in the service. And, it was nice to meet with them. And they came from Belfast. I think the guard over there sent a couple of people over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a real good get together, and the children put on a very
Yeah,
good.
those students did a tremendous job.
They did a great job, yep. So I want to tell you that that's taking place, and any veteran that is interested in going, and the date is Thursday, November the 10th. Thursday, November the 10th at 9 o'clock, be at the cafeteria, and it'll take us from there. I'll be putting more of this out on Radio Searsport. That's all I got.
Thank you. I just wanna mention that, about a week and a half ago, I guess it was, I spent one day there at Bangor at the, Maine Municipal Association Convention. It's an awful good way to meet other folks that, are doing some of the same type of work we are. I went to a couple of different meetings. One was on municipal street lighting. The other one was on vibrant downtowns. And the guest speaker there was a gentleman, James. You probably fill in more about him. He's a specialist on domestic terrorism.
Yeah, emergency response to active shooters.
Right.
And one of the things that he was really great to talk about how school shootings in particular are taking place across the country, and how the setting is generally not what you would think. It's not the inner city and the big cities. These things are happening in small communities, and they're being plotted out. It's not a, and we don't want to scare people, but we know, and our chief was there, which was great. We know that we have to be prepared, just as people are preparing to do bad out there. So, great speaker and a continuing. The chief actually went to the practical part of that training. So, and Jack went to street lighting, and I went to the exciting world of Fair Labor Standards. but it was a very good convention.
That's all I have.
No calls.
No calls. Marie, since you're the only one from the public, would you like to speak again? Okay.
I did my piece,
Okay.
thank you. But well, let me just say that I was
Sure.
glad that you brought up the Langley sculpture, because a lot of people don't know about that. There's a piece outside, which I wasn't really crazy about, but it's supposed to be very good sculpture, and also inside, so I don't know if you can just go in the building now that there's a, it's locked, or it said you can go
There's-
in, but
Yeah, you gotta
have
push
to-
the button
You
on
push
the
a button,
door
they let you right
and
you
in.
can get in.
identify yourself
Okay.
in there.
Just like here to see the
They'll
sculpture.
look you over and see if they're,
Yeah.
you look like a terrorist or not.
If you're lucky, they'll frisk you, and then you just go see the sculpture.
Item 14, do we have an executive session, James?
We do
No.
not. 14 and 15 are out.
Thank you.
Item 16,
I'll move to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?